Welcome back, YouTube. And today, as you can see, the car, which is still running, by the way, and we have a new set of rims on there. We're going to get it ready for probably our only competition we'll be able to do this year. It's going to be up in Terrace Bay, Ontario, 5 hours away from me, and we're just getting ready to go. So, getting ready for this competition. I drove the car yesterday. I did a bit of a tune on it. Tried to lean it out a little bit because I was running really rich. But I also found that when I chalked my tires like this, I'm going to run it again, but I had chalked my tires and I did very, very tight corners at quick speeds on some private roads. And I found that I had my camber about number 4th notch here. I found that I was actually rolling over the bead of the tire. So I'm going to give this thing all the camber that it's possibly able to do. And I'm going to go test it again and see if we at least have some of this white left. And if not, well, that's as best as I can do. So what I'm making this video for is I'm going to try to take you to an autocross if you have never been. Try to give you an idea of what it looks like. I'll show you what I do in my competition to set the car up. I'm by no means a master, but I'll take you through what I do and we'll see how I do. I haven't been to an autocross in 2 years, very nearly because of this pandemic. But make sure, first of all, to have your car prepped. Check all your levels: engine oil, coolant, transmission level, diff level. Make sure all your wheels aren't going to fall off, so your ball joints. Make sure there's no play in the wheel whatsoever. Make sure you have good tires and that you won't be rubbing anywhere here or here. Like, I'm not going to be running these wheels. I'll be running these ugly ones because they're a 200 tread wear. But make sure you're not rubbing and you're not going to blow a tire mid-autocross. Another big tip that a lot of people don't know is you don't want anything loose inside the car, especially for a track day or autocross, but anything like that. You're going to be doing a lot of G's around corners, and you don't need stuff flying around the car, possibly get underneath your feet or hitting you. You don't need any of that. So make sure you empty your car out before you go out on track. They'll most likely tell you. Another thing that's very important is your tire pressures. So a lot of people like to air up their tires to the max PSI and run them that way. But if you're doing a track day or an autocross, your tires get really hot and that PSI actually increases. So I found luck in airing my tires down and keeping them at a lower level. For one, you get better grip. It just all depends on the track you're on, but you get better grip, and as the tire heats up, it expands to more of a proper, pressure rather than overinflating. So keeping an eye on your tire pressures is a really good idea. Set them to the manufacturer specification if you're unsure. But for me, I like to run a lower PSI up front than in the rear because it gives my car more of a characteristic of being rear-wheel drive. It allows it to pivot around a little bit more. Another really good thing, and it's a bit boring and, blah, 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 hear me drone on, but if you're going to an autocross, figure out via their website, whoever it is, like, for example, the one I'm going to is Thunder Bay. Go to their website and figure out what class you're going to be in. It's very important to know where you're going to be so that way the organizers don't have to figure it out for you. If you're just doing a track day, be aware of the rules. Have a general knowledge ahead of time. There usually is a driver's meeting, but it is always a good idea to do your homework before you get there. And even if you miss something in the driver's meeting, you still have a general idea of how to be safe and how to not look like a knob doing something you're not supposed to on the track or at the autocross. So yeah, basically that's it for prep. I'll bring you along the journey. I'm going with my sister and her boyfriend. He's luckily enough, he bought a brand new truck and he wants to try it out on the highway. So he's going to haul this beautiful machine up there for me, and we're going to give her a go. My plan is to run this really, really hard. Do a really good shakedown. I might break something, who knows, but that's why we're hauling it up there. A lot of people do drive their cars up there to do this, but I plan to break stuff. I don't like to break stuff, but I plan to. So I'll bring you along with me, and here we go.
Apple.
Straightforward, yes. Essentially, apple.
Oh, we're here, and it's not off to a good start. Yeah, we did that coming off the trailer. Good thing we have zip ties. So hopefully I can keep my bumper on during this run. But I'll probably be taking the bumper off on the way home. Anyway, here we are. Terrace Bay Airport, or what used to be. Beautiful car, dream car. Audi and a Porsche. Time to go. And in my papers. Okay, the video you're about to watch is my second autocross run of the day up in Terrace Bay. It is an example of exactly why you check your car out and then double check it before you do any motorsport event, especially if it's a car you drive on the road. It's always important to check your levels and everything like that. I did go over that at the beginning of this video, but I wasn't thorough enough, and you're about to find out why. Okay, so as you saw, halfway through my second run, I ended up losing a ball joint. Make sure all your wheels aren't going to fall off, so make sure there's no play in the wheel whatsoever. I came around the corner, and as soon as I unloaded that wheel, the wheel just popped back and seized into the body, and that was that. I still don't exactly know. I'm thinking I lost my cotter pin. I put those control arms in about 1.5 years ago, and I really haven't touched them since, except for on the transmission swap. But I do remember putting cotter pins in. But again, I should have double checked that. I would have noticed it was either loose or missing a cotter pin, and I wouldn't have had this issue. So as you can see here, this is a result of the wheel coming back, hitting this, jamming up against the body. See where the wheel hit. And I'm going to try to allow you to see under here, but you can see the control arm, which is the silver chunk right here, is not exactly attached to popped out. And that can be extremely dangerous if you're on a track going at much higher speeds than I was. So I'm glad it happened the way it happened. It's a tough lesson to learn, but learn from my example. Double check your car. Even when you check it, trailer it there, take it off the trailer, and double check it again. Usually there's a tech team that goes around and checks it for you, but they won't always catch it. So be your own safety advocate. Check your car so that this doesn't happen, because it could have been much, much worse. Thanks for watching.